My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me now and we will explore these topics and so much more with fascinating guests, authors, and experts who will guide us to Destination Unlimited. The leaders of our world who shape much of our lives, including politicians, bankers, and business people, scientists, spiritual leaders, and the stars of media and entertainment. What can ancient wisdom teach us about the esoteric forces that shaped and formed these individuals who have such a profound effect on our world? My guest this week, Klaire D. is the new amanuensis of the occult thought flow of the Master Djwhal Khul, also known as the Tibetan or Master D.K. The wisdom of the Tibetan was first revealed in the writings of Alice A. Bailey and Madame Helena P. Blavatsky in the late 1800s and early 1900s. In Service to Humanity, the book Circle of Initiates, Past and Present, is a continuation of these transmissions. Klaire has previously published 3 volumes of the most recent teachings of Master D.K., which reveal a revolutionary new form of new Tantrism. In the future, more books are to be published under D.K.'s inspiration. Klaire is the director of the Medicine Buddha Mandala Institute, a nurse, an esteemed author, and speaker. She has dedicated herself to the study of spirituality for more than 30 years, and her search has led her to Simhananda, who became her spiritual teacher. Her writings were first published in 1995, with subjects ranging from quartz therapy and lithotherapy to the spiritual path, the instructor-disciple relationship, and the new Tantrism. These themes are well received at her numerous conferences, mostly in Canada and in France. In 2005, she co-founded the Medicine Buddha Mandala Institute in order to promote lithotherapy, a holistic therapy that utilizes crystals and stones as a means for healing and transformation. Ms. Roy shares her knowledge by actively participating in the training of new lithotherapists and by directing the writings of the Group of 5. She's the pioneer of a new approach to treating with quartz, presented in her new publication, Quartz Therapy. Joining Klaire this evening is her editor, Josie Senecal. Please welcome Klaire and Josie. Good evening.
Good evening. You impressed me with your introduction. Holy wow.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm so overjoyed to have you, because I believe the information that you share and that you're sharing with the world at this time is something that's very important for all of us to know. So let's begin, please, Klaire. Share with our listeners how you first found your spiritual path.
Oh, my God. Okay. I was in my maybe 14 years old.
Okay.
And the life for me was not... I searched for the meaning of the life. And for me, what the religion teach us was not really what... I believe that there was something else behind or hidden. I don't know if I expressed myself correctly, but
yes,
I
fine,
was.
Please.
And I read a book that impressed me very much at that time. It was from Ramtha, The Third Eye. And after I searched for teaching about what is really spirituality, and I really want to find a master. I know that it was very difficult in Occident to find this, and I searched during many years, and I wait for to meet a master, a real master in physical body. But I began to meditate when I was in my 20s, meditate regularly. every day. And one night, I saw in my meditation a master. I did not know who he was. And during many years, he teach me and give me some advice about my life. And I did not know that it was Djwhal Khul. I know that it was him later, during when I began course with my teacher in physical body, Simananda.
Wonderful. Now, for those who are not familiar with Alice A. Bailey or Madame Blavatsky, please tell us about their work with Master D.K.
Oh my God! Okay, Mrs. Blavatsky worked with him, and I think that she was not very recognized for the work that she did with him. She did a very occult work, and she explained in her books via the Djwhal Khul teach her. Sorry for my English.
No.
So. Madame Blavatsky tried to really transmit the teaching of Djwhal Khul and to explain that there is something else that's what appears in our life, something else that's very wonderful and mysterious, but the work that she did is very occult and difficult to understand for people generally. With Madame Bailey, Djwhal Khul did a work more simply, I think, because it's very easier to understand what he teach via Madame Bailey. And he teach a lot about healing and about the mystery of the rays and what is sustaining the world and what is behind the world. It's
Wonderful.
okay?
Now, how would you describe your personal experience of receiving the thoughts of the Tibetan?
Really? So in the beginning, I refused to work with him because I thought that I was not able to transmit what he wanted to teach to the world. I thought I was not enough evolved to work with him. And I refused twice. And the third time he said, just try a little bit with me. I just want to transmit you a little bit of information. And if you think you are not able to continue, we will stop. And finally, I accept, and I did a little work with him, and it's begin the new Tantrism, okay? And when I began to work with him, his French, because he talked to me in French, was not very good. But now his French is very, it's increased that now, and I work now very often with him, and I'm very proud to do this for him.
Wonderful. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that he started relating to you in French and that French was poor and then it improved as the communication. Yes. We think about ascended masters and we think about spiritual teachers, and we don't think about language barriers. We think that these transmissions can be in a nature that is universally understood, but language is an important thing to those of us in physical form.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but we don't think that. But José can, because she edited the first work that I did with him, and she always said, hey, it's like an Englishman who tried to speak in French. It's interesting.
That is fascinating, absolutely. Now, there are several words that are involved with the work that we're talking about, and one of them is the 7 rays. What are the 7 rays?
So I think that Djwhal Khul is the first to talk about the rays. So there are 7 rays that influence the humankind, but all the kingdom on earth. And this race has qualities that qualify our way to live, and it's the soul that decides in each life that we live which way she. Soul, for me, it's a French word in feminine. Soul, I think soul is it. Eh? So when the soul, every life that we live, the soul choose race for each body that it will use to perform in the life. It's okay? Do you?
Absolutely. Please continue.
So each ray has specific qualities, positive qualities and negative qualities. And to learn about the rays, it's a very precious tool to us to understand ourselves and what we want to experiment on Earth. Because the soul like experiment, and the soul wants to experiment all kind of energy. So each time the soul incarnates, it shows a ray for the physical body, for the astral body, for the mental body, and for the personality. The ray of the soul never change generally. Okay, and with this way, the soul experiments a lot of energy. So, do you want me to describe each ray?
Actually, we're going to take a break right now, and when we come back from this short break, we'll talk about the qualities of each ray and the source of the rays. My guest this evening, Klaire D. She's the channeler, the author, the bringer through of a new book, The Circle of Initiates, Past and Present, and we'll be back with Klaire after these messages on the OMTimes Radio Network.
As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Circle of Hearts Radio is a sanctuary on the airwaves. Join me, Grandmother Elia, in the circle on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern as I share information to both enlighten and nourish your soul.
Back on Destination Unlimited, my guest this evening, Klaire D. who brings us the book, The Circle of Initiates, Past and Present. So before the break, Klaire, we were discussing the 7 rays. What is the source of the 7 rays?
So the source of the 7 rays is located within the 7 major stars of the Big Dipper. So they spring to the earth and the influence of the kingdom on earth, and the influence the country, the influence humankind, and like I said before, the soul will choose a ray to experience in each incarnation that it will do. So I will describe the 7 rays, okay?
Please.
So we have the ray 1, okay? And the motive of the ray 1 is will and power. Sorry.
No.
Will and power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for me, the key word of this ray is very strong. It's a ray that is very impulsive, very robust, and when we have this ray in our confederation, we want the control. We want We have often difficulty with our emotion. We are not comfortable with that. But we express ourselves with clear ideas. We are very organized. We have great endurance, and we are very realistic. But they have a positive aspect of each ray and negative aspect. For the ray 1, the positive aspect is the will, so the dynamic power, great concentration, fearless. But there are a negative aspect, and when the soul is young and begin to experiment with this ray, often the negative aspect is more present. So the negative aspect is selfishness, pride, arrogance, desire to control and to oppress others. They want the control. Yeah, and they have strong ambition. Okay, and when we have this kind of ray in our confederation, we perform in worker like a politician, leader. We want to not to have a boss. We want to be the boss. Okay. Okay. Now the second ray. The ray 2 is love and wisdom. And for me, the key word is very sensitivity. It's almost the opposite of the ray 1, because they are very sensitive. They are often, they are, how can I explain it? They can be hurt easily. They develop a strong attachment to the environment. They are not independent like the ray 1 can be. They like to be touched. The ray 1 don't like to be touched. They are calm. They are very slow. They like detail. Explain themselves with a lot of detail. They are magnetic. The positive aspect of this ray is love. They are very magnetic, empathic, and tolerant. And the negative aspect is they are full of fear. They are a self-pity. They are sometimes martyr and hypersensitive. But when they choose the work that they will do, they become a great teacher. They like to be a nurse, doctor. They want to care of others. Okay, this is for the ray 2.
Let's before we go on with the additional rays, let's go back to ray 1 for a second, and without going into a lot of detail, who in the circle initiates represents a ray 1 that most people would know?
Oh, I know that you will ask this question. But you know that Donald Trump has a ray 1 in his physical body.
Absolutely.
And the ray will, when the ray that influence the physical body will influence the brain too, the way that he will thinking. And the ray 1 is very separatist. Is you want to control, and and Mr. Trump is not sorry to tell this, but it's not very evolved. It's just only 1.2, and that's provoke that make or provoke that the ray, the aspect, the negative aspect of the ray will influence him a lot. So they will proud, arrogance, and often they don't care what people think of him. Just he wants is to control. Mm-hmm. So Mr. Trump is a very good expression of the ray 1.
And who would be an expression of ray 2?
Of the ray 2? My God, it's a good Christian. I think that Hillary Clinton has a very good expression. She has a Ray 6, that devotion, but she is very sensitive. And I think because she has a Ray 2 in his soul, and because she was more evolved than Mr. Trump. Mm-hmm. She has a double of initiation, and when you were at the second initiation, the soul began to control more, and she has a Ray 2. So for me, she was more devotional than Mr. Trump, and she was maybe too sensitive. And I don't know if it's a good explanation for you.
No, that's an excellent explanation, and it leads to a very logical question, and the question is, what was there about Donald Trump's Ray 1 aspect versus Hillary Clinton's Ray 2 aspect? What does that say about the nature of the people in the United States at this time?
Oh, it's a hard question. Okay. It's a very complex. For me and for us in Canada, it's difficult to understand how Mr. Trump will be put on the power of the country, will be the future president. We know that the Ray 6 is the Ray of the United States, because each country has a Ray that influences the country, and the Ray 6 is devotional and idealism. And people of the United States are very idealism. They want a lot of things, and they hope to have a lot of things. They want to save the world, but how can I say? With their way, à leur façon.
Yes, I understand.
And I think that the people of America, of United States, believe that Mr. Trump is more powerful than Madame Clinton, and they think that he will probably do more change in the country. But it's, in French we say a catch-22. I don't know how to say it, but...
yeah, absolutely, catch-22. We know what that means.
Yeah, because maybe he will do the change that Madame Clinton will not be able to do, but the change will maybe not in the good way. And I think that American people will learn hard lesson in the future, and we hope that the lesson will not be too hard for them, because I think that with Mr. Trump at the head of the country, there will be a collective karma that will be engaged with the people, with Mr. Trump, because people elected him. So they are a karmic collective karma. Mm-hmm. And I lost my.
That's okay. I think we got the gist of the message, and I think it's interesting that not only did this manifest in the United States, but it also manifested in Great Britain with the Brexit movement.
Can you repeat?
Yes, I say it's. I think it's fascinating that not only did this energy at this time manifest within the United States, but also in Great Britain with the Brexit movement.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. What is the Brexit movement?
The Brexit, where the people of Great Britain voted to leave the European Union.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Not a problem. I just think it's an interesting time that we're living in to visualize this momentum, this energy happening both in the United States and in Great Britain. Okay. But let's move on to the Ray 3. What is the significance of people who have Ray 3?
A lot of people have this Ray in their configuration, because it's a very how can I say it? It's the Ray of the adaptability, activity, active intelligence, and the key word is rapidity. Mm-hmm. And with this three, we have a great endurance. We can do a lot of things in the same time. We are not very disturbed by too much noise or chaotic ambience. We are very resistant and we enjoy life. The retreat like to live. And he like to eat, like to drink, he like to have fun. And it's a very, when we have this three in our body, we have a very resistant body, but fast body. We can do a lot of things. And the positive aspect that we have a powerful intellect when we have this three in our confederation. We are excellent in business. We can see a lot of things. We are very adaptable, and we have the capacity to understand and explain a complex thing when we have this three. But the negative aspect that because we like to experiment, we like to understand, we can see a lot of things, we can be a great manipulator. We can manipulate the others. We can have intellectual pride because we understand so often fastly than the others. We are very critical and we are very hyperactive, and we often we don't need a lot of rest to do the work. It's difficult to the retreat to rest.
And we're going to continue this thought after our break. My guest this evening, Klaire D, who brings us the Circle of Initiates, past and present. And Klaire, please tell our listeners how they can get your book and find out more about your work.
Okay, can Josie tell
please,
you this?
Yes, Josie,
my
please.
editor. Okay.
You can find her books through all the bookstores in the States. You just have to go and ask your the bookstore to order it from Baker and Taylor, New Leaf, or also you can go on our website, which is www.palmpublications.com. So it's very easy to get her books.
And thank you, Josie, for sharing that. And we'll be back with more of Klaire D. and the Circle of Initiates after these messages from the OMTimes Radio Network.
This is OTR-FM, part of the IOM Radio Network.
Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to, are you? Kids, work, listening to the radio. You're busy, which is great because busy people can't get prediabetes. Oh my, I read that wrong. They can. Should have worn my glasses. So visit doihaveprediabetes.org and take a short test because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
We're back on Destination Unlimited. My guest this evening, Klaire D, who brings us the Circle of Initiates, past and present. So, Klaire, in the last segment, we were talking about the qualities of the first three rays, and you mentioned the third ray. Who is an example that we would know of a third ray soul?
Einstein was. José and me, okay. So Einstein has a retreat in his soul. Mm-hmm. So Einstein was very, we know that he was very intelligent, very fast, and they like to experiment, and they like to be, because the retreat like, not confrontation, but they like to talk with others and challenge. And Einstein liked it, to be challenged, and he has an active intelligence, and the retreat helped him very much in what he has to do to the work that because the retreat is very helpful to the scientific, because the Ray 5, we will see later, the Ray 5 is a scientific ray, but the retreat is more intellectual and more not versatile, but is not. The Ray 5 is too limited sometimes. The retreat not. So Einstein was very supported by this ray in his work.
So we would say that Einstein, as Ray 3, used his intellectual abilities on a very expansive basis and not a limited basis.
Yes. And he was enough able to be very impressed by the retreat, to use it in the good way.
Wonderful.
But when you are enough able, you, like I said before, you will more work with the positive aspect of the rays.
Wonderful. Now, the fourth ray. What are the attributes of fourth ray?
Okay, the fourth ray is very interesting because it's the ray of the harmony, the beauty, and the art. So for me, the keyword is beauty. The ray 4, the people who are on the influence of this ray search for the perfection and the beauty. And a lot of artists, artists, actor, have a retreat, a ray 4, in their confederation. It's a ray that Elvis Presley have a ray 4. So they are very gracious, seems sometimes very ethereal, fluid. These people have a strong intuition, can rapidly adapt to diverse situations. They are a great mediator, a power of create. They are refined, spontaneous. They have aptitude in musical and acting. They are a strong warrior too. When they have to fight for a cause, there are no fear in them. Like the Ray 1, they can fight jusqu'à la mort, we said in French, at the death. They are great warriors. So often we find Ray 4 in the soldier, artist and soldier. And the negative aspect of this ray is a constant torment. These people often agitate, unpredictable, changing mood. They have a lot of up and downs, emotional up and downs. It's not sometimes easy to have this ray in our confederation. We have to deal with it, but when they are on the positive aspect, they are a great creator and inspire all the nation, all people with their writing or their painting.
And who would be an example of Ray 4?
Well, I think Elvis Presley was, I will just verify. Yes, he has a Ray 4 in his soul, in his personality. So I think that Elvis Presley have a lot of moods, but he permit to share to the world a kind of music that change our way to listen to music. And when we listen to Elvis Presley, I think it's bring joy in our life.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And an example of a Ray 4 who is an actor.
Robin Williams and Jim Carrey have, and sometimes it's difficult for them to deal with the Ray 4 and their life is not easy. And sometimes, like Robin Williams, they decide to kill the world in a way that maybe it's not I don't want to say the good way, but sometimes they suicide them because it's so hard to them to deal with this kind of energy.
Was Vincent van Gogh a Ray 4?
Oh, I think, yes.
Absolutely. It sounds like that he would have been a Ray 4 and had the same type of difficulty as Robin Williams experienced.
It's not in this book. I think yeah.
I would agree. And Ray 5, what are the properties of Ray 5?
Oh, the Ray 5, it's the ray of concrete knowledge and science. These people who are on this influence need proof. So they have a sharp mind, they like experimentation, but they always search for the proof of it, what they want to approach to experiment. And they are very technical. They have the ability to explain, but sometimes they are too complicated when they explain their thoughts. And they think and act scientifically and always verify through experimentation. They are not very intuitive. They are too rational. They are too analytic. I have difficulty with people with this kind of ray. It's not easy for a spiritual person to have contact with this kind of person sometimes because they are too rational and they don't believe in spirituality. What they are behind.
Yes.
I say it's difficult, but they do good sciences. They have very good lab rats. Mm-hmm. Did you see the rat laboratoire? Mm-hmm. But they are too criticism and not emotional. They are like Ray 1. They don't like emotion.
And who would be a good example of a Ray 5?
Oh, you have a good question. Okay. Marie Curie. Oh, Marie Curie.
I was going to see Madame Curie, yes, absolutely.
Yes, Madame Curie.
And Ray 6, what is the property of Ray 6?
The Ray 6 is the ray of idealism and devotion. And for me, the key word is devotion in what they believe. Because the Ray 6 is very warm, very kind energy. They like to love people, and they like to be loved, and they will do a lot of things to be loved and to be appreciated. But the Ray 6, when they are not very evolved, they don't have the forgiveness easy. So if they are betrayed, this is a word now, betrayed?
Yes.
Often they will search for revenge when they are not enough evolved. And these kind of people, they are very loyal, sincere, they can sacrifice themselves, but they want to be recognized by others, and they want people agree what they believe in.
Yes.
And for them, often there are the gray zone. There are a white zone and a black zone.
Absolutely.
It's okay in my explanation.
Absolutely.
And if you are not with him, you are against him.
Now, who would be an example of that?
Mr. Trump.
Also Mr. Trump. So he's a 1 and a 6.
Yes, and I think Mr. Donald Trump is in Subway. He has okay. I don't want to talk about Subway.
That's okay. And,
Okay.
and let's talk about the 7th ray now. What are the properties of 7th ray people?
The 7th ray. So it's the rays of ceremonial order and magic. And for me, the key word is the word of discipline. So these kind of people are very disciplined, and they are very, very ritualist. ritualistic and enjoy the discipline. They have a high level of organization. They are methodical, and often they believe that their method is the best. They like in the house when you live with the ray 7. The house will clean and always are in order. They don't like disorder. They don't like it yet. And they have, when they are on the negative aspect, they have tendency to be rigid, conservative, and excessive perfectionism. But in the positive aspect, they are the power to create others. We say that, and power to transform and concretize on the material plan what we want to express. They do a great architect, lawyer, legal profession. They are good in this kind of work.
And an example of a Ray 7.
An example, Abraham Lincoln was, as a Ray 7 is in the personality. And he was, for me, was a great president. And he wants to make order in the country and to be, the equality for the Ray 7. They want to. He want to really. I don't know to say it.
I understand. They want to bring balance and equality in their lives.
Yes.
Fascinating. My guest is Klaire D. Roy, and she brings us the Circle of Initiates, past and present. And we'll be back with more of Klaire after these words on the OMTimes Radio Network.
OMTimes Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. OMTimes, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
And we're back on Destination Unlimited. My guest this evening, Klaire D. Roy, who brings us the Circle of Initiates, past and present. So, Klaire, we've described the 7 rays, we've described the qualities of the 7 rays, and we've named some very famous people who are aspects or have aspects of these rays in their lives. Now, we talk about initiates. What is an initiate in this lineage, and how does one become an initiate?
Okay. Initiate is a person who... it's not a person. What we talk about the initiation in this book, it's about the initiation of the soul, not the personality.
Right.
So the soul has to reach a higher consciousness. I don't know if, and for that, the soul have to experiment and to open his vision on other level, and the soul has to work to be able to deal with a lot of energy. And when we evolve, the energy is higher, and with each initiation we have to control a plan. With the first initiation, the soul will learn to control the physical plan. So via the different body that the soul used to perform on Earth, the soul will experiment what is the food, what is the sex, what is the drink, and to control his need about this. And with the first initiation, the real love begins to appear. This is to apparaître. So before the first initiation, we don't know what is really love. We have to learn to open our heart. In the first initiation, we begin to see what is really the love. And after we did the first initiation with the control of the physical body, we have to learn how to deal with the emotional body and to control our emotion. And it takes life to do this because it's very hard to control emotion. And after that, when we are able to have a stability with our emotion, we pass the second initiation and we go after for the third initiation, who is the control of our thoughts. Not really the mental, but the thought that we use to think, because the mental body is composed of two aspects. So you have the lower mental, which is linked with our brain, with our way of thinking, and the higher mental is linked to the soul and linked to the intuition of the soul and the monad. So we have to control our thoughts to be able to contact our high mental and to contact the personality contact really the soul. And the link with the soul begin to be very strong with the second initiation, but is almost perfect with the third initiation. And after, we have to continue for the fourth initiation, where we're gonna begin to sentir, to feel the energy of the monad, who is au-delà, over the soul. It's too complicated, no?
No, not at all. No. Not at all. So let's talk about someone who's an example of a high level of initiation. Who would be an example of someone who has really done the soul work and has a high level of initiation?
Well, if we talk about maybe the fourth initiation, with the fourth initiation, generally the ego is not there. Okay, the person is very dedicated to a cause that they want to help. And Madame Blavatsky, she was 4.5 initiation. She was very evolved, and it's difficult to people to understand a person that they are more evolved than them. So Madame Blavatsky was not very understand. You have another maybe. Can I tell you?
Which of the initiates that you share in the book has created the most admiration in you, and why?
For me,
yes,
in
personally.
The book. Personally, Madame Blavatsky.
Madame Blavatsky, okay.
Yes, and Abraham Lincoln too is not. Is 2.3, but the work that he did was very impressive for me. He was a very great man, and he was not very understood too by people that don't understand the work he wants to do with equality for the race, and I don't know how to say it.
No, you're saying it perfectly. Now, your book also talks about certain initiates who have negatively influenced our world.
Yeah.
Who are a couple of those?
You have Chasiscu. He's not very an initiate, but we put him in the book to give an example of what a very low initiate can do. And it's not very... it's interesting to read it, but we can see that when you are a lower initiate, often the negative aspect of the ray will influence you. And Chasiscu, where is it? Okay. So he has a retreat in many retreats. So he was a very manipulator, and we cannot be confident in him because all he wants is to manipulate and to to take advantage of the people, and he wants to be. He was very proud, probably, of his intelligence because he had a retreat in physical body. So he has a brain with a retreat. So he thinks fast, he act fast, but we cannot have confidence in this kind of person because he was too selfish too. Selfish?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. For our listeners, I just want to share that the circle of initiates past and present, if you're fascinated, as I am, with this subject, some of the names of the people that are mentioned here in terms of their level of initiation and ray, people like Gandhi, Bill Gates, the wonderful
I was
singer.
very surprised. Wait.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was really surprised about Bill Gates because he was more evil than I thought, I think. And I was very surprised. But if we study the influence of the race that is in confederation, now I understand that he do a lot for people, and he gave a lot of money to help people. So the level of his initiation explain a little bit why he do that.
He's a very, very generous man. Many people don't know that, but he's a truly generous man. And through his good fortune and what he's created, he's helped many, many people. And other names in this book, people who you might be interested in finding out about. Neil Donald Walsh, very famous in the New Age movement. President Roosevelt is in here, as well as actors like Steven Seagal and Frank Sinatra. So there are many fascinating people who are referenced in this circle of initiates, and you can find out. You might want to look at the name and then see if you can intuit which ray they are on and what level of initiation they are on, and then look it up in the book, and you'll find the answer. So I'd like to go on now and talk a little bit about the latest work that you have, which is your book on quartz therapy, The Medicine of the Future. Please share with our listeners what that book is about.
So I work with stone and crystal since many years, and I can say that Djwhal Khul helped me to write this book because for me one of the most important body is the etheric body, and the crystal quartz has a lot of affinity with this body. And when we work with a certain way with crystal, we can clean this body, we can repair this body, and this way can influence the other bodies. So when we repair the etheric body, we repair to some problem to the physical body and to the astral body. And Djwhal Khul guide me in the way to use it in the body. and to explore and to see how the energy of the quartz can do a lot of things to the humankind, because we are very linked to the crystal. You know that we can program the crystal, program, and we can meditate with crystal, the higher the energy in us. And when I meditate, I always a crystal in my hand, because it helped me to go and higher level in my state of meditation, and they clear my mind too when I meditate. And in the same way, they provide me a more concentration in my meditation. And for me, the crystal is very interesting way to work on ourselves and to help people, because I have a ritual in my confederation. I have everyone too, but I always the desire to help people and to diminish the pain and the sufferance of people.
Absolutely. We have so much more to talk about, but unfortunately we've run out of time this evening. You must join us again in the not-too-distant future. My wonderful guest, Klaire D. bringer of The Circle of Initiates, past and present, and we're going to ask your editor, Josie, to join us one more time and share with our listeners where they can find out about your work. Josie?
Yes, you can find Klaire's work in every bookstores. You just have to ask for it, and they can ask if they don't have it. They can order it through New Leaf, and also on our website, which is www.palmpublications.com.
And Klaire and Josie, thank you so much for joining me this evening. And we definitely have to have you back, because there's so much more that you have to share. And thank you for your presence. Thank you so much.
I just forgot Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
And Amazon.com, I'm sure, and wherever books are sold, and we support our local small bookstores. It's very important to support them. Yeah. Thank you both so much for joining me tonight.
I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, listeners, for joining us on Destination Unlimited. I'm Victor the Voice Furman. Have a wonderful week. See you next week.